wonder where Jeff's at.
What's up?
Why you got the welder out here, Jeff?
I was welding that plate up for the winch.
This?
Yeah, that's the little winch mounting plate for the receiver on the trailer.
Well, you know, we got things to do in the shop.
Yeah, I know. Let's go swap those subframes real quick.
Only Jeff Perkins would keep a welder inside his house.
Oh, yeah, man. You never know if you're like in the kitchen cooking and you just need put a little tack on something real quick. Let's see if this thing's charged enough.
Constantly hoping things are charged around here with Jeff Perkins.
Nope, not with this POS.
Yes, everyone, ignore the multiple Corollas in the background.
It's a graveyard.
And Brian, stop asking about the red Corolla.
Oh, look, there's a car under here.
What?
It's one of those Z cars.
The ones everyone's raving about.
The ones that like to spin bearings.
Bearings?
Yes, hopefully. Well, it's just one. Hopefully that it doesn't do that again. I think that's probably good.
Good for what?
All right, so you're probably wondering why we're dragging this out of the corner. We're not going to put the engine in yet, but this car was previously owned by some car modification people. Right. Yeah, so we're just going to pull it out enough so we can get to the front subframe. Not really doing much else with that. We're going to get the subframe swap from this car so we can get this car out of the way. The HR steering rack is different from the DE steering rack. I'm not sure if that's going to cause a starter clearance issue, so whenever we get to actually put the motor in, I may actually have to swap racks. Hopefully not though, because the HR has that electric valve on it. But this thing, I believe, over 40 miles an hour or something, that reduces the pressure, redirects the pressure, and Power by Max makes a delete for that. But I'd like to stay with the non-electric rack completely.
What does it delete? Just that solenoid that's sticking out right there?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it with the DE rack, but I know that the HR starter is pretty close to the DE rack. So not a lot of good information anymore now that the forums are kind of a thing of the past. Facebook's hard to search stuff, so if you guys that are watching have done this before, maybe give me a heads up if you know I'm going to have a clearance issue. Hopefully I don't though. Let's see how long it lasts. Okay.
So that's how the night's starting?
Yes.
Take two.
This is for the power steering cooler. This actually still attached out here, but they do bolt to the cross member. Oh, it might be good if I use the right size, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's really not much left now. Gonna unbolt the front control arm bolts and then unbolt whatever you call those studs that hold it to the rail.
Subframe bolts?
Well, normally like on an S chassis they drop in through the top of the rail, but I think these are made onto it. Yeah, the stud's welded into it, so it's a studded frame rather than a bolt and nut. So get all the weight off the suspension first. So let's go ahead and pull this one. Once we get it out, then we'll move over to that car.
Ringing in my ear from that one.
They're not as tight as the control arms were. So. This one is kind of bent a little bit, but mine on this side, I think it's this side, is folded under like this far back. I hammered it out, but it's still pretty bad. Not doing this. This isn't different for an HR swap, I'm only swapping this because mine was severely damaged before, so control arm's trapped. See how the front corner of that is nice and pretty? Sticking out, it's nice and square. See how this one's not, where it got hit here and pushed back?
Okay.
It's actually trapped the arm in. Mine on my car was bent in so far that it was hitting the arm and stopping, limiting the range of motion. And it's like 3 or 4 layers through here. 1, 2, well, 3 layers through here where mine was. So I had to like heat it with a torch and just beat the mess out of it to get it where it wasn't grabbing the arm so that it could at least do its job on the track. So. There it goes. That is what I'm hoping for. That's what I was hoping for. Move a lot more on the other car.
I'm gonna try to give you a extra foot so you can use your arms.
If it'll come up out of there. And this is super common on these cars.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
That bushing just rips out of the arm. It really should have been the full width of the subframe there. When we get over to my car, you'll see I replaced them with a urethane bushing. It has a long sleeve and it does take the full width, so the arm can't just rip off and flail back and forth. Rolling on me?
I got you kicking it.
Very crude methods.
Use your foot as hand keys.
Sometimes you just have to get the job done. Okay. Okay, so now we know when we get to the other one, disconnect the sway bar first.
Do what you have to do.
I hope so. It let the tension off the other side, so. That thing's still trapped in there. It's because it's bent on that ear. All right, now where I put it in my car, I'm gonna take it over there and wash it because it's dirty. Let me show you that little, see how nice and square that is? That one's touched a little bit. See how this one's mangled up? And that makes it where, once you get this bushing in there, it's kind of trapped, it didn't want to come out. Just kind of pins it in there because it can't come out the way it's supposed to. Especially when it's attached to the arm. I had to knock it out the bottom and bring it around. Where if it's not bent, it would just slide out just like the other side did. It'd be no problem at all. So it's just kind of a nuisance to work on after it's been done that way. But you'll see when we get mine out, this whole area here is crushed in and was folded over. And I just hammered it back for temporary. All right. That should get it. So it's nice and square again. It's okay if you go a little too far because when you put the bolt through and tighten it down, it's going to bring it back together. The issue is it being too close together and trapping the arm in. You guys probably don't want to watch me wash another subframe, do you? Yeah? No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go wash it, and then we'll come back down here and start working on that car. Good?
Where is he? Where'd he go?
Why am I under here again?
I don't know. Having fun there, Jeff?
Not really.
Done?
Okay, very nice. It is good and clean.
All right, Jeff, ready to work. Let's go.
Guess what?
What?
The transmission is still in this thing.
Jeff!
And that brace is still under it too. So this is going to be a little bit more work than the other car.
Killing me, Jeff. Killing me.
The shifter and drive shaft and all that's still connected. But I have a plan. That Rona Nights movie that those kids down in New Orleans made.
The one on your t-shirt?
Oh, I am wearing it, aren't I?
Yeah.
So, if you haven't already, go over to their merch store. Buy some of their merchandise. Yeah, this is really bulky. I don't think that the transmission jack's going to be the best option for this. I don't know.
What do you mean by bulk?
Let's just try it. It's this other brace comes back and around, and this is in the way. But it may not cause a problem, so let's just try it. This is really not bad with the ratchet. This part here is what I'm concerned about. It's drug the ground so much that the head's like not even a hex anymore. This one looks like it'll come out of there, but that one's probably going to cause some problems. I'm going to dig all that asphalt out from around it. You can see how badly that's bent up there if I move my hand out of the light. Yeah, and then this is where my subframe was folded under. You'll be able to see it better once we get it out though. I really hate to see cars get done this way for the sake of being cool. I'm sure it didn't handle very well like that. Spider webs. Mess of asphalt. That's what it is. It's asphalt. It's pavement embedded into it. I'm gonna have to go get the hammer and chisels. Can't even hammer it on there. I don't think. Let's try it. Maybe. No. Whoops. Oh, look. It did.
Oh.
Nice. Nice. That was the only one that was trapped in there like that, so.
Very nice.
I gotta clean this mess up. I don't think that's the right bolt to begin with. Did we graduate from the creeper, or are we just straight up rolling around in the dirt status now? What has the show become? Okay. This thing's going in the garbage, so we can just drop the steering rack. I bought the arms. I don't think that I'm going to undo the sway bar on this one because it's not bent and trapped in there. I know I can pull it straight out, so it should come out pretty easy.
I do see, at least from this angle.
I might eat my words later.
Yeah, I do see from this angle you got urethane, looks like urethane steering rack bushings and...
Oh, okay, so I only did this one, and I'm glad you remind me because these I never replaced.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna go inside and get those while we've got this apart. I'll go ahead and do those. They're really easy. I just have no way to get leverage on it from this direction. Told ya.
So that bar bend. Probably pull it out.
You gotta bump it here.
Alright, I gotta bump it more.
Try not to bump your hand in the process.
Yeah, right.
Should be pretty simple after this. Pull these guys.
Do you have any power steering braces that are on the subframe like the other one?
I already removed that
Cool.
when you were not looking.
Oh.
Very sneaky, sir. Let me change your socks. What movie is that from? Now I'm making references to shit I don't even know what.
I fear you're underestimating the sneakiness, sir.
Are you eating your words yet?
Hmm?
Are you eating your words yet?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to disconnect the lower shock, but I think I'm gonna leave the. I still think I'm gonna leave the sway bar attached. Well, the shock is what's got it. The sway bar, I'll let it articulate a good bit. The shock is what's really got it trapped. Probably gonna end up having to undo both, to be honest. There we go.
There she goes.
Might have just messed up that wheel sensor. It's alright if it did. Oh look, it pulled the whole bottom out too because I didn't hold it onto the shock. We'll try to do the other side without. Did I pull the bolt out of it? What's happening here? What's going on, guys?
Sway bar's not equipped on this side.
No. I shouldn't have to undo that on this side. So maybe I can just worm it out of there. Yeah. Maybe. Hold that back, please. If you can. Oh, no, I got it. Look at me go. There it is. There's a steering linkage with that kit. See where it goes to that bracket? So it's going to be fun. I'll probably have to undo the tie rod and all that good stuff.
Fun, silly willy.
A what?
Fun, silly willy.
I don't know what that is. There it is. It's in there. It's basically just to help it slide in. I gotta put the subframe back in before I start dealing with that.
Okay.
I think what I can do is take a jack, put the jack under there. I may have to go get one of the dies out of my ball joint service kit and just push it back in there without having to remove the arm. Basically just use the body as a press.
Alright.
So.
Well, let's get this subframe in there.
Let's do it! Right on! Let's do it! Rock that world! Rock that world!
Okay, you're more excited than me. But yeah, no. You're in the way.
Okay.
Breaker bar, pry bar, breaker bar.
Ah!
Watch out for my camera now.
Your camera.
There it is.
ABS sensors.
Yeah, one of them pulled it overextended a while ago. I think this one did, but the other front one had already been overextended.
And are you even running ABS?
So there's one at each wheel,
Uh-huh.
and there's those two on the diff. You've seen those from us welding the diffs. So what you do for this car to bypass the traction control without losing your speedo and stuff like that is to unbolt one from the rear and let it hang. So they're disabled anyway. It's throwing a code for it, just ignoring them. But I do have one of these on the front of mine is messed up too. I think it's that side, so I probably just messed up this side too. But you can cut that out in post.
Okay.
Nothing to see here, guys. I'm hoping that I will be able to trick it with the, I say trick it, cheat it with the C-clamp or something. So this head is like mushroomed out. See how it tapers in right there?
Yeah.
So it's really hard to get pressed in there. And once it pops out, it pops out.
That's the stupidest design.
Well, it's better than the Nissan one that only lasts 60,000 miles and then blows out, and then the arm's slamming. Just like these arms, those flop into the floorboard. I can get that out. I'll just have to take the wheel off and take the whole arm off and press the thing back in. I hope I don't have to do that though. I think I can get something and put the jack under it. So you're gonna have to have a hole through the center of it.
Like a press.
Well, so those ball joint cups, I can turn one upside down, the big one that's got the hole in it, and just press it right back up. I think
Do you have to unbolt it from the frame, the bushing, and then press it in, or press it just like it is?
It's already unbolted. I just got the nut sitting up there so it didn't fall off, but as you can see,
It fell off.
right.
Gotcha. Oh, because the brace goes underneath there with it.
The brace pins it
Now
in,
I
yeah.
understand the design.
The
Okay.
brace holds it in place.
Okay.
Good and tight. Look at the tire dust from the track. We got to have a little fun. So now we get to fight that thing. Not really sure. Okay. Here it goes. Probably gonna fall again. I'm gonna go get some dies.
Okay. And there it goes.
Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, it's back in there. So when I tighten that bracelet, it'll pull it the rest of the way.
Sweet.
We're just moving right along. Yay! I don't know about all that. Yay! I still don't know about all that. Maybe if we were on a children's show. Look how nice this one is. It's not all buckled in and folded over.
Like yours.
No, this is mine.
This is yours?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
It's mine now. Duh. That's what we're doing here. Removing the damage.
I meant like.
It's not my original one. That's not the original one for this car.
That's right.
These on the 08 model have got the new coating. They're the new style bolt anyway. Nice. Hardware upgrades. All right, guys. We got the subframe swapped out. Took a little bit longer than expected, but we got it done. So if any of you Z guys are watching, hopefully you found this useful. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.